All right, guys, we got a big one today is your 1 Rep Max Deadlift, all right? So I said this for a couple of the other lifts. Wear a belt today if you're gonna be maxing out and you're going super heavy. This is not something we train with normally, but when you're maxing out, it gives that extra support if you need it. We have those in the gym. But always talking about a good setup here. So when you step up to the bar, your feet are right under the hips. I always say there's kind of two ways that people approach this to get that optimal setup. One is people set up here and they really just take their time from this position to come down to the bar and they're already set through their midline there. Other people, I'd say more common, is they reach down and then from here they set themselves up before the bar comes off the ground. No matter what, there should be a system here. You start at the kind of moderate weights, really thinking how you're going to set your back and create a strong position before you pull it off the ground. All right. At the heavier weights, most people will switch one hand, okay, so that the bar is not going to slip out of their hands if there's a grip issue. And again, big breath before the bar comes off the ground. So I'm setting up here. Big breath. Hold it. Pull up hard at the top. After you lock out, you can just drop the bar if you don't feel comfortable lowering it. If you feel comfortable lowering it, go for it. Back to the ground. One single heavy lift. So always want to pay attention to the low back. We never want to round the low back when we lift. The upper back, we mentioned for the front squat, the upper back can take a little bit of a rounding. As this gets really heavy, it is possible that the upper back will move a little bit. That's okay. All right? But again, good setup. If you have tight hamstrings, you're not very mobile, and you cannot get in a good setup down here, you always have that rounded back. Your two variations that you can choose from. One is to start with the bar lifted off the ground, so set up some plates or something so the bar starts higher where you can get it to good flat back, or go to a sumo stance so that it takes the load off your low back, and at the bottom your knees are pushed out, and this is more quads, little different position, but much safer on the low back, easier to get into. All right. Last variation I'll say is we do actually have a trap bar deadlift setup at both gyms. That's something you can try as well. All right, so take your time, guys. Good luck with this one. Stay safe, and let's talk about conditioning. All right, guys, so our Amrap today, 12 minutes long. You'll notice a lot of these workouts this week are on the shorter side, so our volume overall this week is down, but still some intensity in these shorter workouts. We got a 12-minute Amrap, 8 toes to bar, 12 dumbbell box step overs, and 15 wall balls. All right, so starting with the toes to bar, this should be something that you can do unbroken, ideally, working on that swing, that controlled swing. So if you do the full thing, right, all the way up, but you can also go part way. I always remind people you can go just eye level if you can't go all the way, but knee raises are too easy. So this is what most people will do to scale, is that high knee raise. I always say for the knee raise, pull the knees as high as you can. Don't just go past parallel. Really work on, you know, that kind of crunch feeling, compressing your body as much as possible. That'll build some strength for the toes to bar that you're working towards, all right? So 8 reps. If you have any grip issues, you can go to a bar where your feet are on the ground, something like this, where you can lift and put your feet on the ground every rep, or you can go to some V-ups or tuck-ups if you need to save your hands or shoulders, all right? From there, we're gonna go to 12 dumbbell box step overs, okay? So for the step overs, you don't have to stand up on top of the box. You can actually use the weight to your advantage as you step up. If you kind of push the weights in front of you, it'll help pull you on the box. Stay low, turn, step back off, okay? So 12 reps. When you get tired, you're just gonna put them down, okay? From the toes to bar to this, you're gonna feel your grip, okay? So 12 total step overs. After that, we got 15 wall balls. So for the wall balls, I say this every week, you can scale the weight of the ball or the height that you throw it, but get a good squat every time, okay? So when you set up, take a look at the target that you're shooting for. Find your squat stance. Keep your eyes up on the target the entire time. Good deep squat. Get that good rhythm. Focus on driving with your legs to help your arms. 15 reps, 12 minutes, moving through. All these movements are going to be tiring, but it's only 12 minutes, so have fun with that. See you tomorrow.